mpulira Mike Mwana Shivana representing Faruga.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy 2024. New Year's. What's your plan? What's the plan?
This year, I think it's a journey for me to heal and then also go solos, like just Leah this year.
But she has always been just Leah.
She's always been the woman lover.
No. Yeah, I think the outside has always been seeing it that way. But then this is coming from the horse's mouth. Yeah. Being single, loving being single, and I think mingling.
Single.
Go, Lydia.
Single. Oh my God.
Officially.
Wow. Yes. Congratulations upon that.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
It's lonely.
It will get better.
Yeah, it gets lonely sometimes, but I love it.
Yeah.
Making personal decisions, just being alone and doing all those things. One person, yeah, it's great. Yes, that's for my 2024, and it's a gazelle walk, solo walk, and it's your girl, Gazelle, the female lover still, and the woman lover.
Female lover. Electra, New Year's. What's your plan? What's the plan?
Well, plan is, getting healthy, just, loving myself, regaining my confidence, obviously, and like...
Healthy? Where you look healthy?
Apparently, my parents don't think I'm healthy enough.
Electra from here, but some people will begin beating.
But yeah, call me Queen Electra. Thank you.
Last Queen.
Yeah, me, I'm getting professional this year.
Oh.
I'll be graduating.
Have you seen her glasses?
Have you seen their lips though?
I mean.
Glasses.
Oh, thank you. And also, I want to go rich this year.
Reparations.
Yes, as I said, I'm getting different professionals. I'm also learning how to drive because I want to buy a car. I want to own a car. This year, my plans are so high. My expectations are so high.
Yeah.
So I need to work hard for that.
Amen.
And also, I want to start believing in myself more than I have been believing in myself, because I used to feel like I don't fit in some people, but now I can feel myself in a certain places. Yeah,
Gold confidence, gold kawombi.
Oh, I'm D.
D for president. Me, I want to be healthier. I feel like I'm growing older and unhealthier, sadly. So I want to be intentional about my wellness, about my body, about my mind. I'm also looking for a glucose guardian. I want to make some money. So if you're rich, and by rich I mean like millionaires, and by millionaires I mean like pounds and dollars.
So we don't care how we look.
I don't want Uganda shillings.
So we don't care how we look. That's the money, right?
Yeah, I'm looking for a glucose guardian. I will hype you. I will sing for you. I'll also shake my boom boom. And my boom boom has dimples. And the one and only Gloria, the queer piglet.
The queer piglets. Oh my God. You guys seem like you have your 2024 planned, especially when it comes to the personal directives. As for me, going solo cold, like the hat. Hey, I'm going to put a padlock on it like this year. No one is entering this hat.
Oh my God.
But I'm going to be so loving in terms of love you as a person. Also love myself more, because I've realized this confidence. I'm going to die either single, heartbroken, because I go back to the wrong people because I'm scared. So this year, I'm also always. I am single, heartbroken, bored, sexually stuffed. Generally, I'm not having a good year. So this year, I really want to work on my personal goals in terms of my mental health is very shaky. So I'll be fine. And this is sweet chocolate. And we are BaQueer Twogere.
What she say?
Yes, welcome to our podcast of the year 2024. I'm just going to talk about
Happy New Year, guys!
Happy New Year. We have a lot in store for you this year as for Rug. We have so many projects coming up, things that you're going to be excited to be part of. So check out our social media pages so that you don't miss anything. So welcome to BaQueer Twogere.
Thank you.
We're going to say what we are going to say. Chitone. Chitone. How was Christmas?
My Christmas was not so good. First of all, I was so tired. I went home to rest and then I ended up not resting. Guys, like, black labor is real, guys. Unpaid care work is real. Like, when talk about unpaid care work, we're not only going to look at partners, but also parents. Guys, like, do you know I took off my nails? During Christmas, because I was doing so much work, like I had to peel, and then I had to light the sigiri, then I had to cook sauce and mop. Like, also, I hate, like, I have this weakness where I overpromise. So, so this is the story. So, like, our care work at home was like, she needs to go take some time off. She needs to go for her leave and enjoy Christmas. And then my mom called me and she's like, so she wants to go. I'm like, yeah, she deserves to rest. And then my mom's like, I can't do these things. I'm like, we'll do them together, we'll be fine. So, and by me saying we'll do them together, my mom's mind registered, you'll do them alone. So when I get home, my mom is doing nothing. Doing nothing. Like, my mom was like the person with nails. So she'd be like, peel the food. So I ended up doing a lot of work and it was so exhausting. I hated it. And I cooked. We ate at 7 every day.
Was that dinner?
I don't know if it was lunch. Like, I also realized, like, you guys, like, we need to give our care workers, like, flowers. Because you guys, like, that girl will have lunch ready by 1. Yeah. For me, breakfast would be ready at that time. Like, the time for taking, I don't know, by evening to supper, like, we used to eat at 7. I ended up, and I helped my mom save, because then we would eat 1 meal a day. Yes. Which was at 7. Everyone at home was starving. My daughter would just pass out sometimes, I think, from too much hunger. Like, she would come to the kitchen and move around and be like, we are gonna die. Yeah. Besides that, I'm like from a very Christian family, and this girl that helps my mom around, this was the first time she was going to. Actually, so she's an orphan, and informally, in Africa we informally adopt, so we informally adopted her. And then for the first time, she asked for time off to go spend some time with her friends, which was an issue to my mom, but I told her to let her go. So she went, and I was at home alone with my mom and the little girl, and I realized I hated that. Because usually, because I'm with her and my mom and my sister, like, I don't have a lot of attention from my mom. Like, she's a little bit distracted. Now, it turns up I was there alone, because my sister also had to work all throughout the festive season. So I was there alone with the baby, and it was very annoying. Like, I had a lot of attention from my mom, but then also, like, as a person that was born and raised in church, like, you people go mad for God. Like, my mom has gone mad for God. Like, my mom, like, you guys, do you know how we do, like, social media? Like, how you wake up and you're on TikTok? Like, my mom prays from the moment she wakes up to the moment she drops. Like, every minute when you're done, like, oh, mom, I'm done putting sauce on fire. What should we do? Pray. Oh, mom, I'm done mopping. What should we do? Pray. Like, guys, from the moment we woke up to the moment we slept, we prayed. And interestingly, like, she has all these things to pray that I do have, but like, I think my summary writing also applies to my prayers. In like 20 minutes, I'm done. So like, my mom would pray for hours, and then I got to a point where I would have no prayer, so I'd just be there doing. And for some reason, I feel like that's a form of, I don't know, religious abuse. I prayed so much. And then also something else I learned was about detachment. Because before I went home, I had a conversation with my friends. Because many of my friends were scared of going home because, of course, how families can be triggering for them. So we had a conversation about detachment. And I remember one of my friends was like, until you're able to detach from your mom, because usually they're the most toxic ones, by the way, you cannot cultivate any meaningful relationships. And for me, it really, really sunk to me, because to be honest, I want to confirm that my mom really controls a lot of my life. And I see it, but I don't even know why I allow it to happen. So this time I went with my feminist fire. Going to detach, and then there are these things that my mom did, especially around her prayer, because my mom is like, I'm locally. And their kind of prayer involves contact. So they have to touch things to pray for them, including human beings. If they want to pray for you, they need to touch you. And for the longest time, I feel very uncomfortable about my mom touching me without my permission, because she's praying for me, and I keep telling her that, and she doesn't listen. And we got into a very serious fight, but I'm so proud of myself for standing up, because like, it was heated. Like that night, we slept with our mouths in our noses, because I told my mom, like, if you do this, if you touch me again. I talked to my mom about autonomy, and she didn't care. She's like, I don't care about those words. I'm not going to learn them. I don't care. But I talked about autonomy. I'm like, you don't touch people without it's uncomfortable. It's also, touching people has nothing to do with you only touching them in parts that are allegedly private. Like, even some people, like, do not like to be touched. So even you should ask if you want to touch someone's hand. Like, someone should have the liberty to say no to you touching their body. So you need to ask for permission. And you don't ask for permission. And even if you did, I would still say no. But anyway, you don't ask for permission. So I don't like that you touch me, because she touches me in my sleep when I'm sleeping, when she's praying for me. And for me, it triggers me a lot, because every single time I'm touched, I'm thinking I'm getting attacked. Like, when you're sleeping, and then so I'm always, like, jacked out of my sleep, like, the hell. So, and when that happens, the whole day my heart is pounding. So it has been like that the entire time I was so it got so bad that I had to sit her down. I'm like, I do not like how this is making me feel. And then she's like, I'm your mom. I'm like, yes, I know, but you should know that I don't like you to touch me. And then she refused boundaries, so I threatened her. And I've threatened her before, and she didn't care. But this time, I think the strength and the assertiveness I had in my voice when I was threatening her, like, I could see my mom's eyes almost popping, like, the fuck? Did my child just shout at me? Because I'm like, if you do this again, I'm never going to come back here. Like, I'll be done with you. And then she was like, because I was so annoyed, she's like, and then where you look at another mom? I'm like, they're orphans in the world and they are fine. I couldn't believe I said that. And I realized that I had been so assertive because she was so angry. She didn't talk to me. She went and slept, but she also thought about it in the morning. I remember her coming to me and apologizing to me. I'm like, I didn't know that this makes you feel this way. I'm like, I have been telling you every single time and you didn't listen. So two things happened. Like, for once, I felt like hurt by my mom, but also I was able to have that difficult conversation. Either way, it wasn't comfortable because, like, I wasn't able to flirt with my partner at night. Because my mom is nosy, you guys. Like, if you are on the phone, she'll come and pray by the window just so she can hear. She's so fucking nosy. So, like, to all my friends that I wasn't able to talk to during, because, like, I kept telling you, like, I can't talk now, I don't feel safe to talk. It's because I had a nosy person next to me. Also, like, she has this thing when every time you get off the phone, she's like, who was that? What did they say? I'm like, I don't tell you that when people call. And she's like, it's just pastors. I'm like, I also want to know what you and your fellow pastors are talking about. But yeah. So it was a little bit uncomfortable, but then also I really was able to spend time with my mom alone. We haven't done that in a long time. So we bonded, we had uncomfortable conversations. We had very many uncomfortable conversations about marriage, about children, about her fears. I realized my mom's, like, panic is because she thinks I'm going to end up alone. Maybe I will, I don't know, like, it's not her in her, yeah. So I kept telling her, because I wanted to convince her that I won't end up alone, but I don't know if I won't end up alone. So I just kept telling her, like, Mom, I'm going to be fine. I need you to know you've done well. Whether I end up alone, I won't die. Like, be okay. I also hope I don't end up. You guys, that's me.
I think as our parents, I think most of them, like my mom, most of them are now widowers or something. They are now alone. I think they'd be like imagining how it has been for them being alone, and then seeing their daughter maybe alone, they'd be like, oh, but your Christmas sounded like a learning and relearning and fun time experience, but. Yes. Thank you, Kulikayo. Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome. Implementing in my house. Welcome back, and your personal project, really. It's a very good journey for you, we hope. Electra, we saw you on your status, going to Rukunjiri. All the way, huh?
Yeah. Talk about that. Well, for me, Christmas, first of all, came with like getting my power back, getting out of a toxic relationship where my parents stand up for me, like guns on, like they came and they packed my things. I just paid for the house. They're like, you leave the house, like you leave this place. Where is she? Like, you know, like you get. So, you know, so then, okay, of course that included like moving back home, oversharing, but you know, maybe to help someone. Then traveling to the village. That was a bit, because I had really taken a very long time, you know, considering I've been so absent from my family for like years, for very many reasons. I cannot like finish the list. It was fun. I got to like reconnect, like, you know, I spent time with my auntie, you know, some relatives, not all of them because we were there for like a short time. I got to be godmother to like 2 people. Yeah, that was really nice. You know, and then trying to go back to church and mend my relationship with God. Yeah, like the only reason I am going back to the Catholic Church is because of the statements that Pope put out about, you know, like homosexuality, and it gave me joy the first time like coming back to Kampala and going to church and finding curtains in rainbow colors. Like every time I go to church, I'm like smiling, like even for no reason, I'm smiling. Wow. Yes, I know, but it's okay. Like it just gives me joy. Like it's okay. So yeah, and then like all in all, for me, like it was such a blessing. I'm glad I gave myself the chance to experience it. Gave me time to get myself together and ready for like the new working year, to be honest. Get some rest, which I'd not been getting for a long time. Then also got me back like on track of like, you know, like remembering to like sober up, because I realized the previous year it was like really getting to me a lot, which was not nice. And just I do a lot. And then the other thing is like I think I had gotten like so used to like being in the comfort zone of Farouk, to be honest. Like it was such a comfort, like I was very comfortable. Like it was like almost like being babied. You know, there was always, you know, Uncle Frank to give me, you know, and then, yeah. I've actually had very many Christmases in different shelters. That's how queer I am. Like, that's how queer I can get. Yeah. So, anyways, for me, I think, like, that was, like, for me, it was mostly a period of learning. And like learning to like blend in with like, you know, people of all kinds. I've been to like shelters where like I've had to like you know, like share a room with trans persons, like different kinds of like LGBTQIA. And for me, like, you know, like one of like the practices I learned there was like getting together, like having like we were always encouraged to like have like on Christmas especially, like lunch together. Like strictly like together as a way of like, you know, reunion. Like we're not with our families, but you know, we can have, you know, a family. And for me, it was not that I didn't have a family. I intentionally chose to go to shelters. That's the funniest thing about me. Then maybe the other thing was saying prayers together before the meals while holding hands.
It sounds cute.
Yeah.
In the shelter, right?
Yes, in the shelters, as a way of reminding each other that sometimes water can be thicker than blood, stroke family, and as a way of representing a support system for one another. So it was quite beautiful and eventful, to be honest. I must say, I have had like my fair share of fun, like being a queer person. I don't regret a thing. I have done it all. I have queered myself.
You know, I always plan for Christmas. Like I always have this saying that this time round, I have to go home each time. Last year, actually, there was a free ride. My younger sister actually was going, and actually we had planned that on 24th, we shall travel. But when the day came closer, I actually did not even make any communications. And as it grew closer, I lost the whole, should I say, spirit of wanting to go home and meet family, and because I think there's that hesitation because of the previous experiences, leaving home before, after, parents finding out who you are, and then now going back after such a long while, and then being, expecting that these questions definitely that you need to answer. Have you been? Where are you? What are you up to? What? So I felt these are questions that I'm not yet ready to really actually physically face and talk to with my mother, and then being the first girl, and then finding your little sisters, your young siblings. So there's a lot that really I did not want to unwind. So I think that really cancelled my my urge for going home for Christmas. But then also it was a moment I was actually getting into singlehood, breaking. So it was more of Christmas was more of me settling in, and just I think it was a startup for me. And it is the first Christmas actually I felt different, because Christmas is always jolly, they are always, but this time round I was like in a certain world, but then it was going on, like I felt stuck, but then I was still going on, because the whole celebrations, having friends call you over, I did not really have anyone that called me over for Christmas. But then I think it was a deliberate for me by myself to be, and also to take that moment to be independent of parents, family, partners, and generally just to myself. And work partners, and but Christmas went unnoticed for me. I really must say that it did go unnoticed. But then I was in it because the people around, the neighbors, everyone was in this mood, and then me, I was, and it felt normal. I was like, it's fine, because I think I had the package I was dealing with. So Christmas to me was a form of, I think, a restart up for me. So that's how I celebrated my Christmas.
Well, you enjoyed your makasa alone.
Yeah.
Your leftovers. You didn't eat any chicken, as they gave us our neighbor.
Yeah, so for me, Christmas was a challenge, a bit challenging, because I used to have Christmas with my family. This Christmas is about getting together with people, new family. Most of the times people take long to get back to their families. So this time around I couldn't go back. I couldn't go home. Yet they were expecting me, but I failed. I decided to stay in Kampala because, last time my mom asked me, how are you taking care of your child? How is she? How are you paying school fees? So I had to explain to her that I got help. So I told her the person who's paying for my child's school fees. I told her my boss is doing that. I'm not panicking about that anymore. It's no longer a burden to me. So this woman went so negative about it. And my mom, because she was negative about my issue. So I felt like she's a strange woman to me. She really, I really felt like she's never been my mom, because she was annoyed. She said a lot of words like these things. Those people sometimes, those bibitongole baba bagala kusakuwa yabana. They just want to start paying for them for their school fees. It is a kind of simanyi. How did she call it? Yeah, it is nkwaso, so that with time they shall take her. And I was like, ma'am, excuse me, this is my child. I'm staying with her. Now, what shows that she's going to take her away from me? I mean, if it is money, have you ever checked? Do you have that small machine which you use to check whether money is satanic or it is godly money? You mean money is money, you get? If someone gives you money for school fees, it is money. So this, I was like, I'm not going home this Christmas, because I knew all the meeting is going to set up for me. they were going to sit me down and ask me, you should leave the child behind, because during that time when we had a meeting about it, when we talked about it, she even told me to send my child to the village. Imagine a child of 3 years taking her to the bus and then send her to that long distance. Alone. Not even me going with her, by the way. Her suggestion was that, take her to the bus, send her here. Then I asked her, my mom, I said, is this a package? Do you think my child is just like a bunch of banana? Is she? Are you calling her luggage that they'll put her in a boot? Then they like a label, you know. Then the conversation didn't go well. So this Christmas, I felt like once I go there, they will not let me come back with my child. And you know, my whole life rotates on my child. So as a mother, actually as a parent, I decided not to take my child there, because for them they doesn't know. They can't pay for her school fees. They can't even afford her. They can't even afford feeding her the way she eats right now. Like she's being fed in Kampala, but they are claiming her to go and study from there just because they think the money paying for school fees is a satanic money. Then I told her, get me that machine that measures satanic money and godly money.
So when are we getting that machine?
That is when I will say no to that school fees money. So that was a very big reason for me not to go and spend Christmas with my actually I was not coming back with her. So I decided to stay with my child. Let us enjoy the satanic money alone. And then we actually, the bad side of it is that we remained on our feet alone. All the neighbors went to the village, so we had no neighbors.
Well, you had enough space. Mayor.
We had no neighbors.
President of the streets.
All the shops were closed. So it was a boring Christmas.
But was it safe for you though, since you were there alone?
No, I was so scared. I had to lock with a padlock and then tie some cloth on the padlock, making sure I'm safe. Sis are aware. And by the way, since Christmas, that's how I'm now locking my door
with a cloth. Eh?
Yeah,
but you know they can tear the cloth, right?
Yes, I know, but I put a padlock and then add the cloth.
They can tear it or cut it with a scissors.
But the moment they do, they reach that. Like, I'm trying to delay them, you know.
Do you know why I'm laughing? It's because I lock my house almost the same way. I put a bad lock, then I have a chain that makes a noise.
Yes, then you
so I put it there, and I'll be like,
I advise you guys should consider getting a guard.
Okay, yes.
Because they are small, so you can put the normal padlock and
so you have to I started that method in Christmas. So I had to add another cloth. Then so I just.
So instead of the cloth, because that guard is very hard.
It is very hard to break. Yeah, but since I was there alone, I was trying to delay anyone that would be there. What?
So by the time they come, I've
already gotten
then
away.
you kung fu. Kung fu hustle.
Then all the knives was near me. And
this is like me, I swear.
Reminds him of a story where a thief broke into someone's house and she slept with like a hammer.
Yeah.
So because she was shaking so much, the hammer fell. And then the thief caught the hammer and hammered her. They will. Please do not. By the way, let me tell you, it's a piece of advice. Like, we want to keep safe, but sometimes those things that you keep are the ones they use to harm you. You'd rather have your phone near.
No, I put it under the mattress. Under
because you bring out the knife, they get it and. But they beat the person with their own hammer. Imagine.
But now I just imagine I'm inside alone, like my child is young.
You begin praying.
I just be
confuse
praying.
The thief.
And by the way, on Christmas,
you tell them
I almost
welcome.
Stayed the whole night.
Please have a seat.
I was like, nobody's around. People are walking all over the place. You don't know who is the wrong person and who is the right person. So I almost stayed awake. I locked myself in, and then I decided to sit on my bed. My knives are down there in the mattress. And then I was like, I think I should sleep. Let me trust God. Then I decided to sleep a bit late, like at, it was around 4 there.
After watching the baby girl, your child is lucky.
After watching over, and then I made sure we are safe.
Mama Bear, yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, we're glad that you had some time at least alone with your daughter. I hope you had like your nice
And
meal.
by the way, we cooked the meat and we failed to finish it in the saucepan. and then I have the certain neighbor, the other side, the Msoga woman. I love that woman very much. She brought me a half kilo of meat, and then I was like, "You woman, you also don't have, but you're bringing to me." And then we had a 1.5 kilo meat in the saucepan. We failed to finish the meat, and I was like, "Oh my God! I wish we were like 4 people in the house, so we could have."
At least you ate the meat.
Yeah.
He has planned. We need a second wheel to have spend Christmas with. So dating sites. Hey. As this, I say I was scared of my neighborhood. I was the only one around. Everyone went to the village. So I had someone outside. I was like,
That's what makes them realize you're in there. Just keep quiet.
hey, I'm out here. Like, I was trying to be like as if I'm talking to someone inside the house. But like, it was nice having to. Okay, my neighbor said it's called giving back. Auntie Ruth, you also give us these things. So I got free food, I got free breakfast, free lunch, free dinner. They gave me a big yam. You guys, my Christmas was nice. I played music for my neighbors' children. We danced balo. And then in the evening, they went to church. Then I stayed in Micah house. I just watched old school movies, Christmas movies, and then I slept. That was my Christmas. So, mukudike movie vulu.
Yes.
And now this one was lonely. You are lonely. You are all in Kampala. You should have known that you guys, because it would have been good to meet and
Imagine that.
Imagine missing out on that 1.5 kilo of meat.
I was like, can you guys spend some time?
We did not
together,
decide
but
which
all of
day.
us did. But yeah,
But Leah will always like disappoint.
I invited this person
Maybe because she's
sometime.
single.
Since you're single, we're gonna
On the
mingle.
record, for the whole world to know, are you going to now be available to come to parties? So we know
Yes. Yes, those are some of the hopes for 2024.
that Gazelle will come to more parties.
Yes. My personal goal for 2024 is I actually want to be so good at work and be staff of the year again. Hey!
Oh, like me, I wanted to say like about the single thing. Me, I feel like we're all single until we're cuffed. Like no ring, bitch is single. And me, goal of the year as far as Farouk is concerned, most active member of the year. Thank you.
Do not let these people corrupt your minds, by the way, guys. None of them is going to win this again. Yeah, but anyway, so we are back at work. Just to remind you, I know Amor talked about it. We are back at work. We are working actively. You can reach out to us via our social media platforms anytime. We are working again 24/7. So our DIC is functional to bring you pads, to bring you condoms, to bring you all those things that you need. We are also actively doing our project work, so we'll be reaching out to you. There's something big that is coming in 2020, but I won't say. But when you see, you will know. You will know. Yeah.
We can't wait.
I was invited for 2 people, but I decided not to go there because sometimes I feel like I don't want to disturb people's families. You know, since Christmas is togetherness family, so I was like, I don't want to disturb people. I just felt like I don't fit in there, and me being a queer mother, and they know my sexuality, you know. So this person is a pastor, and also she's going to begin preaching to you when you're eating food, and they are preaching. You know, there is no way you can say no to someone who has given you food.
And you won't be able to swallow and say amen at the same time.
So when someone is preaching to you and you're eating that person's food, you definitely have to totally agree. You
They
know,
ask you, are you gay, and you choke.
you know. So I decided not to go there. I was like, let me stay with my child. And also, maybe there are people who would invite me, but because I also have a child, maybe they felt like they couldn't. So that was also a challenge for my Christmas.
You will buy one, get one free package.
Yes, but you went for prayers on 31st.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten to like mention, I got to experience life up country, like water fetching. Like we went with our dad to this well, and it was like like those wells that have like that not like nice water. And then I carried it like, and at that time like my health was doing not so good, and I managed to carry it. Though no, not on my head, like using my hands. And then of course my parents are trying to like baby me, but I was like, no, you guys, I'm going to carry this shit like yeah. And then for me, challenges was not being able to fully express myself, especially like dress code, like to be honest, like long things are not my thing. But I'm really trying to make my parents get used to it. Like these days when I'm leaving home, then my dad sees me like wearing something like this, he'll go like, won't you feel cold? Then I tell him and then I usually tell him, I'm putting on stockings, don't worry. So and then also I love your parents. So then also the other challenge is was breaking previous stereotypes, especially towards myself, which I can say I caused them myself. Like some of the stereotypes, I don't need to mention them, like that like they're drinking, those things. I don't want to go there because I'm not going back there.
Well, just so you know, you're proud of you.
Thank you. Like I ain't smoking or drinking no more, because even like my medication is not good. Like they don't go well together. Yes, they don't go good together. And I realize like I have a lot to lose. Yeah. How do you want to lose opportunities over what? Yeah.
Small alcohol.
Like small things. Though like I have no problem like with people who do it, and I'm still gonna party like vibe really. Yeah. Like vibe like on a soda or something. And yeah. And then
no, you should not be ordering for sparkling water.
Exactly. Like I was trying to look for like those things that I can't even like pronounce, like the fancy ones. Thank you.
Yeah. We're so proud of you, Johnny. And
thank you.
Right? We are always here.
How are you doing? What kind of mental health space are you in right now? How are you feeling?
I'm actually feeling better. At first it was, a bit hard, especially when my mom had to like first go back to the village, because she's the one like who keeps me going, like, yo, you can do it. So then when I got overwhelmed, like I broke down, and my dad panics when he sees me crying. I'm like, Daddy, I really need the medication. Then he panics. He's like, Tina, it's okay. So, yeah. And then the other challenge was like me feeling discriminated by relatives I previously hung out with due to the various changes I'm currently undergoing. Or rather me like, cutting them off and acting like, okay, according to them, I think they felt like I was acting like I'm cool, but I am cool. Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of a challenge, because like when I was in the village, one of like my cousin sisters approaches me, and then like they're expecting me to be like, yo, like, we're going to drink what, like, and now they know that I like, I have this job, I have money, what. And then I just go like, nah, like I'm doing a soda. And like everyone else was drinking. Because, okay, my dad's family, like, they are drinkers. Like, yes. So I'm like, we're doing a soda. Then I noticed, like, they all just automatically walk away, and, like, no one spoke to me. And I'm like, okay, ciao, adios, baby, bye. It's okay.
Every time we're trying to do these nice things for ourselves, our friends they just actually don't want to support you. True. So I'm thinking, let this be your journey only. If no one supports you, us we are there.
But also, if it gives you comfort, I'm also not drinking right now. Not because I used to drink a lot, but I'm just trying to work on my health. Like beer makes me fat. I'm trying to tone down, so I'm not drinking. So we can easily party together. If you want to party, we can go and take sparkling water. Sparkling water.
Yeah, New Year's plans and resolutions. Actually, when the year was beginning, I got a call from my uncle, and was asking me about my dad. When did you last talk to him? What? So it was more like a link, him asking me to talk to my dad. But then I've been having these difficulties each time I call my dad for some time. The moment he gets that he's talking to his daughter, because I have another younger sister called Leah, though I'm not really met her, he just goes off. Like he will either keep quiet and then he will hang up. And then when I call back again, he never picks up. So I gave him a break for a very long time, but I was really wanting to reconnect with him. So here comes this call from my uncle and telling me I should. So I was still in the process of thinking about calling him. And then now, again, I hear that he claims that's my father. He has been reaching out to me, but then I don't pick up his call. So I'm wondering which number he's calling on, what number is he, which daughter, which layer is he talking about?
Father, yes.
So
And the patriarch is disturbing him.
So I think
I'm
this.
returning your call which you didn't call.
So I think this year I really want to work on that because I'm also thinking about going back to school, and he really had a thing for me to really better my law career. So I think that's my resolution this year.
Could have a
I want
council
to
in the
really-
mic.
to really work on getting together with my dad. Though in most times when we speak, we're always at higher tone, and the conversation never gets well.
It's okay.
Like I never.
I always.
I don't know why you said that.
Please, please ask my dad. With my father,
Leah's father, please tell anyone. I'm kidding. Leah's father, I'm lying.
But I think it's a long time coming. If you decide to talk to them,
It's been like some good years, so I would love to. Sometimes I do miss him, but you know.
I wanted to ask, because Leah mentioned something like about going back to law school, and that is something like I also want to do. My mom wants it for me as well, but she keeps now that I'm back home, she told me, if you move out, I won't pay your tuition. Like,
Well, then don't move out. Don't move out. Go to school.
Yes.
Be better.
Live,
Find a good
live.
job and be happy.
Hey.
The streets are hard.
Quad.
yeah, I know.
Usulanjala, we are hungry.
Like, Gloria, like you've seen me in a meeting crying over hunger, right? So yeah.
Someone is holding.
It's a small price to pay.
It's okay, it's okay. And besides, I'm living rent free. Like, I'm eating all the money, less bills to pay.
So stay, get done with school, and then you can move on with your
Okay,
life.
thanks for that tip.
I wanted to talk about my 31st. Yes, because me, I spent 31st in the church. So I experienced this moment where they were praying for Uganda. And I had also to pray for Uganda.
Yes, please.
At that, when the moment the fireworks is done, so we begin entering that deep prayers. So we go by one by one. You first pray for yourself, you pray for your family, then you pray for your children if you have, and if you don't have, you pray for other children out there. So then here we go, we reach to Uganda. So the point praying for Uganda was that we were praying for Uganda so that every musiazi mu Uganda achuke.
Every gay person in Uganda
Every gay person should change to be a born again.
So for you, what was your prayer in that prayer time?
I was confused.
I can imagine the conflicting loyalties.
Did you even pray for yourself to change?
My dear, here we go when a leading person who is leading the prayer, those people, their tones are always higher. So when this person is praying, most of the people who doesn't know to pray always follow. Yes, always repeat what the other person did. So I was like, what do I say? So I had to stand. In the local thing, we pray while walking.
And shouting and beating the devil.
Yes. And then you clap your hand. When you're beating that devil in the hand, you have to clap your hand. When the devil is in the air, then you have to beat the air. So I was confused. I had to stand still.
And not beat the devil, you
And then I was like, should I pray for them? But will they change? Will they become born again? And then my prayer, then I decided to pray like this. I said, God, you created everybody in your image. You know everyone's life. You have known where my life is ending to. You have known whichever life is ending to. okumanya mukama ategeera buli kimu n'obwana obuto, even the unborn babies, God knows where their lives is going. So God, take whoever you want to take them to. Oba obatwala wa, and my prayer was in Uganda. Oba otwala aniwa, oba omutwala Canada, oba omutwala mu America, oba goyagala akyuke, gotoyagala akyuke abeere nga bw'omwagala. And that was my prayer for Uganda.
Because so much for praying for us.
So we reached to praying for prisoners. So there are prisoners who have raped children, young children, because they specialize them, the rapists. So they divided them by two. The rapists abakwata abaana nga straight ne bagge abakwata. So we started with these rapists abakwata nga straight nga bosi bagge. So we finished those ones. So we came back to the gay people who the gay rapists. Yes, the gay rapists. So this prayer was so strong.
More than this.
I was overwhelmed. I was like, oh my God.
No, but when it comes to gay rapists, those ones you need to pray for them.
So, but do you know the prayer, the leading prayer, what the woman said? Actually, our leading prayer was a woman. So she said, Mukama Katonda wange buli yakwata omwana namusiyaga taata bamusalira omusango afe kubanga tewali kyawandiikibwa.
Nze kankubulire ng'omuntu ali mu kyaki wewe yabisaawe batyo nga nange ngamba mbisazaamu mu linnya lya Yesu. You cancel.
So here was my prayer for the gay rapists. Rapists. So I said, God, please, you're the just judge. You can change anyone at any time. You know, by the time they are there in the prison, you can talk to them. Please visit them, change their mindset, teach them. Teach them how it feels being with a young person and a mature person. I was like, in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I was also in church actually for 31st, and for me, I'm even like a pastor's daughter, so it's crazy. Yeah. Because like usually there's something they call intercession. I know you know it. So like because my mom is like in the intercession ministry, somehow she kind of like, I don't know, like swings me along, and you spend like the whole day praying and interceding for people.
I don't imagine how
I do actually pray a lot. No, I don't be shouting. Me, I'm a very calm prayer. Like I'm so chill. I'm like, yo God, okay, not like that, but like I'm so chill. So for me, what I want to say, because I have really listened to what you're saying, and as a queer Christian, like I want to appeal to other queer Christians, those that are strong in faith, but also those that are struggling because of the kind of church they're in. Like guys, for me, the one principle that I live by as a Christian is that nothing and nobody can ever separate me from the love of God. So I don't care, like for me, every time like I am feeling down or something has been said to me that puts me down, I'll remind myself using that teaching. So I do not, like, as queer Christians, I want to appeal to other queer, even those that are non. Like, guys, do not let what people are talking about God make you hate God. Like, this is an all-loving God, guys. Like, this God loves us. Like, you guys, God loves me. I can't even begin. Like, God loves me. And God loves you. So do not let anyone tell you how God loves you. Because, like, God's relationship with everyone is personal. That's why they say even like on Judgment Day, everyone's sins are going to be alone. You won't even stand with your pastor or your mom. So do not let anyone be the authority over how you relate with God. Like, don't let their sit on you. Yeah, don't let a negative energy, don't let like negative prayers take you away from church. If you don't want to go to church, that's fine. But if you want to go to church, do not let anyone make you feel like you do not belong. For me, actually, my experience of Christmas was really, really weird. I forgot to tell you about this. So, you know when you're adults, they don't buy you Christmas clothes, right?
Yes.
And I put on a little bit of weight. So as I was packing my clothes to take home for Christmas, I was like, what am I going to wear on Christmas when I'm going to pray? So I packed like 2 options of clothes. They are all a bit of short dresses, but like I have put on weight. So usually when you put on weight, like a short dress will become shorter. So it comes to Christmas, and then I bought my mom a dress, interestingly. Like, I bought my mom a dress. So I get there on Christmas morning, and my mom said, what are you going to wear? I'm like, I have 2 options. Let me see. So one of them was red, the other was black. The black one had a slit. So I wear it. My mom is like, yo, are you sure you want to wear that? I'm like, okay, let me try the other one. So I tried the other one, the red one. So I had actually opted for black because I felt like red is going to give me a lot of attention because it's shouting. So I wear the red one. It's also equally short. My mom is like, well, it has no slit. So we will go with that. So usually, because my mom is a minister, she sits in front. Me, I sit anywhere in church. I had invited one of my uncles, never been to church. I invited him over for Christmas. Then I'm like, we're going to church since you're here. So he's like, okay, cool. So we get there because I had to park, like they left before me. So my mom went, my mom has like her seat. That one, like in that when she's not in church, it will be empty.
Yes.
Yeah. So my mom goes to her seat. My uncle finds somewhere to sit. So when I enter, like already my uncle is gone. So I'm trying to look around because I'm like, this is my uncle's first time in church. I need to sit with him and guide him how things are done. So I find him, but then there are no seats where he is. So I sit from across him. So I sit, and where I'm seated is like I'm seated, and there is no one. Like I know I'm seated. There is no one. I was at the end of the aisle. So there's no one next to me and there are like people in front. So I sit. And then this usher comes and just begins putting chairs. So when we sat, because I was seated at the end of the aisle and my uncle stood on the other end of the aisle. So I was able to see him. So this seat, I don't even know what happened, but somehow I don't remember this seat being empty. But then at some point it became empty. So my uncle saw it and came. And then the usher sent him away. Like he was trying to sit and then she pulled the chair away. So my uncle went and sat back there. So she begins, so I noticed because where I sat, I'd never sat there before, but I also noticed like there were very few chairs there. So I was wondering, why are there very few chairs? Kumbe, this usher has friends. I think they are friends, I would like to think. So that space, she doesn't put chairs there, so that when her friends come, she can squeeze chairs there, right? So I think she does that for her friends to have their families sit together, right? So so we are having worship, so we are having praise worship, like I'm in that, you know, when you're in that moment. And then she just keeps like, I just keep seeing chairs come. Now, I am claustrophobic as a person. Like, I feel so anxious when I am somewhere where I'm in between stuff. That's why I always opt for the last seat. So I wouldn't mind her putting people there, but I would have wished that she kept pushing me at the edge. Yeah. But I got to a point where I was so surrounded by people, and I was feeling so anxious. So I walk and go to my mom and tell her, like, Mom, hi. You know, you're always a baby around you. I'm like, hi, Mom, I'm not comfortable where I am. She's like, well, where do you want to sit? I'm like, next to you. Can I bring my chair? And then she's like, because where she sits is where elders sit. I think she was like, how about you sit behind me? I'm like, okay. So I carry my chair, I come, and where she had told me to sit, someone else puts their chair before me. So I don't want to disturb them, so I go and put the chair next to my mom. When I am sitting, this woman comes and the usher comes and grabs the chair away from me. So I'm like, what are you trying to do? I'm like, excuse me, Mom. I was right there. You made me so uncomfortable. I left. Now I'm putting my mom in a position where she's a pastor. She don't want to fight with people. Yeah. So I'm like, I left there because you make me uncomfortable and I came here. And then my mom is like, yo, what's up? So other ushers come, like so many other ushers come, and then they're like, she's dressed so indecently to sit in front. I would have understood if she came, because what annoyed me is when she pulled the chair, like she attracted the attention of people. So now everyone was like, what the hell is happening? And then so that's why the other ushers came. They're like, what's up? How can we help? So then she's like, she's dressed so indecently to sit in front. And then so this other guy, now this is where the patriarchy comes. So this other guy comes, it's like, they were speaking in Uganda. So it's like, this is not a bar. You don't come dressed like this to a bar. Wow. I was so triggered, and I'm like, I can actually remove this dress and be like, I was so triggered. I was like, this is my father's house. Like, I just told him, who do you think you are to tell me how to dress in my father's house? Do you know God is my father? Like, I can practically remove this dress and be naked and still be here, and there is nothing you can do. Yes. I felt so triggered, and like, I was losing my shit, and then I was like, Mom, I'm so pissed off, I'm gonna leave. And my mom was like, no, don't. Also, like, I'm a minister, please. I'm like, I don't like this. So I was shouting at all of them. I'm like, and then I'm like, I was so triggered, I become like a child. I'm like, I'm going to report all of you to pastor. And then my mom saw like I was losing my shit, I was shouting. So she gets my chair and takes it somewhere. She's like, sit here. And then she's like, do you have a scarf to cover yourself? I'm like, well, you took me away from in front, so I may as well squat since you decided to put me behind. So I think she was like, I'm done with her. So she left and then went. And I was so angry, like the entire time I was contemplating. I think I was like, because before I joined my mom's church, I was praying for Watoto. So I was contemplating, I'm like, I think I need to leave and go to Watoto. And I was sitting next to a girl who was like a young girl. I don't even know how God did it, but I was contemplating inside. Like I wasn't talking. And then this girl from the block just turns to me. She's like, you don't need to leave. It's fine. And then she told me, like, you are a young person. You can dress how you like. Also, like, there are so many people that are dressed like you. So she began showing me, like, see her dress? That is your dress size. Like, you shouldn't care. Like, also, we are like a different generation. Like, those are old people. Like, they are also miserable. And then she was hyping me. She was like, you also look nice. Maybe they're jealous because you're looking nice and stuff. So I see it. And now this was the irony. My pastor's wife turns up dressed in a short green dress and comes to the pulpit.
And you're like, okay.
I was so bent on being vengeful because I need to go and tell the usher, like, are you saying? Because I turned to the girl, I'm like, see, why are they disturbing the pastor's wife? She's like, no, you're not going to start anymore. Like, it's fine. Like, you know what? Be nice, be nice, be nice. But I was so triggered. Like, guys, I never let it go. Like, when I got home, I went and Googled my pastor's email and wrote to him an email. I think it's like 3,000 words. Also, feminism one day will kill us. Because I was writing about like abuse of women, I'm like, I was mishandled as a woman in church. I was treated so badly. My uncle was treated so badly. I am a minister in the church. Like, these people treat me like I'm not a minister in church because of how I dress. Pastor, I'm going to assure you, like, I'm not going to change the way I dress because it's not up to, like, I said so much. The pastor, I also left my number. That is how angry I was. I was like, for more details, please call. So I am home sleeping, and then the pastor calls. He's like, hi, is this Gloria? I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you want to come to church and we talk about this? So I went to him actually, and I talked to him about how that made me feel and how it's bad for young people. Because I was like, is this church for old people? Like, I was, and then, because when he saw me, he recognized me because he was like, are you not his daughter? I'm like, yeah, I am. So we talked a little bit and how he's like, okay, this is not good. I'm going to find a way to talk about it. Because this guy, like, studied in the US, like, he knows how these things are. But then also he was telling me, like, because we have, like, a devotion for young people on Saturday. So he's like, do you want to come to the pulpit and talk about this? I can't. No! I am a gay activist. The moment I stand on that pulpit, people are going to Google me. Like, I will fuck up my mother. So I was like, no, Pastor, like, I'm shy. Because I just thought, I was like, yo, this is never going to end. Like, it's going to cause me so much backlash, and I don't want that for my mom. But I was happy with my email. Guys, like that email, eh? I was like, and also your wife turned up in a dress the same size as Bananga. I was so I really reported. So, yeah. But guys, like, never let anyone separate you from the love of God. Also, like, pastors or ministers are just vessels of God. Like, they are not God. These are people that God just uses. And they're people like you. So also God can use you. So never let a son of man yes, also, like, dictate. Like, guys, speak up in church. If you're saying things that are not, do not let people get away with stuff. Speak up. Write mails. Like, these days, most churches even have, like, social media. Write them a huge. Write a letter, like, do not keep quiet when you see things that are not right happening in church. So even, like, I'm not saying you should do it, but if your church is also speaking a lot about homosexuality, you can write to them. I'm contemplating doing that. I'm like, I am gay, and I have a lot of my friends who are gay that are coming to church with me. Should we stop because you're saying? I'm contemplating doing that as well. So don't stand up to abuse even in church. It doesn't matter where it is. Yeah.
But, like, the most important thing this year is we should work on just working together. Like, be what is it called? Sisterhood. Because as Chitone said, use your confidence. People who love you are going to love you. Let us not be shy to ask to take us out for Christmas or invite us somewhere. Let us exert ourselves in people's lives because people love us.
Somebody don't love, I tell you want to be loved. Yeah. Me have been loved because I love you guys. Like, their love will always come back to you, honestly. Yeah. Also, sometimes it's not the person that you want to love you back, and it's okay. Love the ones that want to love you. Some of you are suffering because you're tying on people that don't want to love you.
True.
Yeah.
Boom.
Use your support systems. Also, don't forget that this year we are back bigger and better with the blasters, many blasters. So Keep your eyes open on our social medias.
Yes, continue with the conversation. Chat with us on our social platforms, on Twitter and Instagram. That's at Far Uganda, at Far_Uganda. Then on Facebook, that's Freedom and Roam Uganda. And don't forget to follow us, subscribe, like, comment, share on
Turn
our
on the bell notification.
on the BaQueer Twogere.
Dare to do, yeah?
Yes.
We've been BaQueer Twogere.
She said